Welcome to Xtreme Side Quests, a randomized collection logging series in which I roll a random collection log page and grind it to full completion. I will be releasing episodes regularly, ideally weekly if that will be possible. It got annoying having nothing to watch from other content creators, and so I hope some people will be looking forward to my series later down the road. With that said, let's get into the video. Oh yeah, I did the first wheel spin on stream. Everyone's predictions are in chat. Let's do the first roll and the official start to the series. Bro, I'm spinning the wheel, shut up. Well now, pest control. This is gonna be an easy one, dude. This is okay. Pest control is a popular minigame that has only 10 collection log slots, 7 of which I have already completed. The Void set is a popular early game set because it's relatively easy to get and doesn't have that many requirements. The Elite Void is a bit harder to get, since you need the hard Western Provinces achievement diary completed. The Mace is both a melee and a mage weapon, being able to autocast some spells and is a 5-tick weapon for both styles. It is not needed for the Void set, and so it is barely used. The Seal is also a rare item to see, as it is only useful in the minigame itself. It is used to deal damage to the monsters inside it. Since it gives no XP for dealing damage, it's not very common to use since the minigame is just free combat XP for any level of players. The Void Melee Helm is part of the Void Melee set and gives a 10% accuracy bonus when the set is equipped. The total amount of points needed to greenlog pest control for me is 460 points. Seeing as we get 8 points per win, it shouldn't take too long. So without further ado, watch me do pest control for 2 hours. Okay, we are done. And that is it. That is it. So let's go. That's not him. Okay, so the Night Seal.
Collection log slot completed.
Collection log slot completed. Void Melee Helm. You know what? I'm just gonna check it just in case. Okay, fully Melee Helm and Mace. Okay. Void Melee Helm.
Collection log slot
completed. And the Void Knight Mace.
Collection log slot.
And that is collection log slot completed. Green log. And that is pest control completed. Nice. So after finishing pest control, I was expecting to get something a bit harder, but geez, did I not expect to get this so fast. Alright, let's go for it.
Good luck, assault, by the way.
And
FYI.
it is...
Drop it at some point during the next phase.
Oh, I'll drop it like, you know.
No way!
Monks, what is it? Is it barrels? TOA? Is it TOA?
Yeah, needless to say, I was quite shocked. I did expect to get a raid, sooner or later, but not on my second goddamn roll. And it's a raid, the only one that I have not done so far. And so I would have to go learn the Theater of Blood. The Theater of Blood is RuneScape's second raid, and arguably the most intimidating one because of elitist players, making it seem like it's the hardest content imaginable, when in reality, it's not that much more difficult than the other two raids. It can be more punishing, however, since a wipe of your whole team causes you to fail the entire raid. When learning the Theater of Blood, you ideally want at least one very experienced party member who can carry you through and explain if needed. Probably something the opposite of this. What am I doing?
TOB.
Okay, good point. What role am I doing?
One of them.
Okay. Maiden is the first boss of TOB, and one of the harder ones to learn in my opinion, as the blood pools she throws at players can be very punishing. The more blood your team stands on, the more damage the Maiden will do, and the more blood spawns are going to come out later. At 70, 50, and 30% health, healing crabs will spawn. These heal the boss depending on how much health they have left when they reach Maiden. And lastly, the blood spawns. These are just big blood balls that wander around the room, leaving a trail of blood behind them, and stepping on it will have the same effect as the blood pools that Maiden throws. Walking after every hit will be the key to dodging the blood spawns from the Maiden. Blood is the second boss we encounter in the Theater of Blood, and it's a fairly straightforward boss. All you gotta do is stay out of his line of sight. In other words, just stay on the opposite side of the pillar. Blood will walk in one direction, however he can switch and start walking the other way, so you never want to be too close to his back. After some time he will get tired and the player can attack him. After around 4 hits with a whip or a blade of Celador, you can just run back and do the same walking style. However, now there will be falling debris, and if you get hit by it, you will be stunned for some time. Just don't stand on the shadow and you'll be fine. Next up is my least favorite room, the Nilo room. 3 types of Nilos are going to spawn in waves. Blue is mage, green is range, and white is melee. They attack in the same style you have to attack them with. That's where the roles come into play. Rangers kill the green ones, mages kill the blue ones, and the meleeers kill the white ones. Attacking one with the wrong style will result in them being completely immune to all of your attacks, regardless if it's the right style or not. It's fairly simple, as the goal is to have at least one of the 4 pillars standing by the end of the waves. Then spawns the big Nilo, which is basically the boss of this room, and you just have to do the same as with the small ones, attack him according to his color. Now is maybe my favorite boss of the raid, Sodatsek. You just hit him and pray melee. However, if you see a red orb flying at you, pray mage. And if you see a black orb, pray range. Other than that, you can just pray melee. Every 33%, Sodatsek will send a player to complete a maze. Where he clicks is seen to the players on the other side, and they have to follow what he is doing in order not to get hit. There's also a big red ball attack that he can send, and the team can stack for it in order to split up the damage. Otherwise, it's a one-hit KO. However, you can tick eat this attack if you know how to do so. Xarpus is next. It's probably the easiest boss to get the hang of. The fight starts off with the players covering appearing skeletons on the ground. Not doing so will make Xarpus have more health. After that, you just hit him and wait until he is facing you. When that happens, you'll see an orb flying your way. Just move 2 tiles and you'll be safe. If you only move 1 tile away, you will get hit for some and get poisoned. Since this room is so easy, it is recommended to not use any supplies, since next up is the final boss Verzik. After you hit Xarpus for enough damage, he will let out a screech. From that point on, the arena is basically divided into quadrants. Simply don't attack Xarpus in the quadrant he's facing. Doing so will result in you taking a large hit. So last up is the final boss Verzik. She has 3 phases, and I'm still struggling with the third one personally. The first phase is the simplest. One of the team members will have the staff, Dawnbringer. It deals extra damage to Verzik, and you attack with a special attack. The players attack and drop the staff after they have attacked. The order is usually determined by the orbs in the top left, from top to bottom. Simply be behind the pillar when Verzik attacks, and you'll be okay. The pillar can fall, however, if it takes too much damage, and will deal AoE damage. It can hit like a 50 or something, so you really don't want to be near it when it's low. Phase 2 is the hardest to learn in my opinion. However, once you get the timing down, it's quite easy. Just attack the boss as soon as she slams down and click back. You should be fine after a few raids, and the timing is not that hard. At this point, Verzik can sometimes spawn exploding Nilos. They have a large area of attack, so you really want to be at least 3 tiles away at all times. A purple Nilo can also spawn, and you want to hit it with some kind of poisoning weapon, be it a blowpipe or a tentacle whip. If not done so, then the Nilo will heal Verzik. When she reaches 35% health, she will periodically spawn 2 red Nilos on each side of Verzik. If you hit her while she is spawning them, you will heal her. You don't have to kill the Nilos, but you have to get them to at least 20% health or less, as the health they have remaining will go to Verzik, so if it's too low, then you can just hit Verzik for a higher amount. Phase 3 is the last part of the raid. One player will have to tank Verzik and they will have to walk under her before she does an attack. If not done, then the tank will get slapped by a melee attack. Otherwise, you just pray against the blue mage ball or a range green spike. There are a few special attacks that Verzik will do. One is a green ball that will deal 74 damage to the player. However, they can pass it to another player if they are within range. Otherwise, just keep your HP high or tick it. Yellow pools can appear on the arena. You just have to stand on them and wait for Verzik to shoot out the attack. Verzik will also periodically go to the middle of the arena and start shooting webs. If you get caught on one, then you are stuck in it and it will deal 50 or so damage. Once Verzik reaches 20% health, she will spawn tornadoes, one for each player. Avoid them by constantly moving around and finishing the fight. Thank you guys for watching to the end. I know there wasn't too much interesting content, but starting from the next video, I'll be including more of the funny clips and more top completions. Hope this series will last a while, and maybe I'll be done with top faster than I expect to. With that said, I'll see you in the next one.